Even more news is being released. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Monday. It was a pretty crazy day for myself, and I'll recap that at the end of this video. But what I want to share with you is what happened after market hours. So first off, breaking now, there's an 80% probability that the government will be shut down by January 31st. I want to make sure that you're aware of that because normally this presents and injects volatility into the market. It was originally why we saw the overall market. Is it going to load here? Here it goes. 5-minute time frame. How we were able to see a quick little retracement during the pre-market session, but then a quick V-shaped reversal right into the open. Markets hold very well at these elevated levels, yet there was no positive news. Markets retraced a little bit, right? So we were able to identify that slight resistance. They retraced into the close, but they never fully broke structure. We never broke below the previous highs that we set as of yesterday. The old resistance that we had, not yesterday, on Friday was acting as a new support. And then during extended hours, it pushed up even higher. So market sentiment, for some reason, is incredibly bullish. Remember, we said this in today's earlier video of like, hey, yes, markets are overbought. I don't think it's worth buying up here just due to simple risk to reward, right? If you look at previous highs, if you look at resistance levels and support levels, we're closer to a resistance right before a support. And there's a lot of events happening this week. So because of that, I just don't think it's worth the risk. But I also don't think it makes sense shorting the market when it's so incredibly strong. It's like two things can be right at the same time. Markets are overbought, but markets are bullish. So therefore, it's just opportunity cost, not really worth it. This is where you would stay cash, right? The second thing that I want to talk about, and the main thing that I think is, I hope what other people are talking about right now is timing, man. Timing is incredible. Supposedly, Republican Representative Kevin Hern sold up to $500,000 worth of UnitedHealth stock last month. Today, the Trump administration proposed a flat Medicare reimbursement rate for insurers, causing UNH stock to crash over 10%. Hern is a member of the House Subcommittee of Health. You let me know what you think. Is it just a coincidence, or again, are these politicians able to regulate companies that they're able to invest in? I just do not see how this is legal in any way. Just like when Trump does it and with all his meme coins, not legal. Just like when it comes down to this, how does everyone turn a blind eye? It baffles me. Nonetheless, I can't do anything about it. Neither can you, right? I guess we can't. UNH stock down 9%. The part that I find to be very interesting is that UNH is set to report earnings tomorrow before the market opens on Tuesday, with a handful of other companies such as American Airlines that's at the top of my watch list as well. So with that being said, it's not just UNH, the only healthcare company that has sold off, but it's also CVS that's down 8.3% during the overnight hours. I just want to make you aware, either if you want to continue to short it because you see there to be more potential selling pressure, or maybe you want to entertain the bull case, right? Maybe you want to buy the dip because you think that they're going to recover. Definitely something that, again, I want to respect. I want to talk about both sides. Humana, also another healthcare company. This one's down 12%, including on the overnight hours, down from highs of 263 all the way down to lows of 230. This is on the shorter time frame, the 5-minute. This is on the larger time frame, the 4-hour. The 4-hour, just so we could actually see the candle. It looks like we're testing previous lows of 220. CVS testing previous lows of right around 75 as a common support range, and United Healthcare testing previous lows of right around 315. But again, more news possibly tomorrow because it's set to report earnings, which could act as a further either negative or positive catalyst. So I can see why, again, I love talking about stocks like this, not because I care to trade all of them, because that's definitely not the case, but because they're relevant, they're going through a lot of different news, and for few of you that might see value in it or might not, right? This is the time where it's really cool just to watch these stocks and how they perform. Today, they aggressively sold off. It presents opportunities for those that maybe aren't invested. And then maybe when they report earnings, we'll either see them recover or continue to sell off even further. This is the part that I love about the market and its earnings season. With that being said, I also wanted to shed light on what I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of. $1.6 trillion has been wiped out from the combined market cap of both gold and silver in just 4 hours. We literally talked about it in today's video. I cannot stress this enough, and I know that it's just I said this from the first video that I ever talked about silver and gold. So let me pull it up here. I believe I have gold here, which is GLD, just as a reference. And on the shorter time frame, we can see the quick little correction. But then I want to pull up silver because this is the one that I find to be so interesting. From highs of 106, look at that retracement. To overall lows, lost 12% in just a matter of minutes. Now it did sharply recover, but this kind of volatility, you can't be surprised. This move is going parabolic, right? It's all momentum based. We said it and made it very clear in today's earlier video. If you're experienced and you know how to trade momentum based stocks, then I can see why you're paying attention to gold and why you're paying attention to silver, to natural gas, and to copper, right? You know how to sprint, you know how to run. The reason I make the videos of encouraging beginners to take downside risk into consideration with gold and silver and copper is because we know that they're not good deals. We know long term, it's not that they're worth shorting. I have not made one video about shorting gold or silver specifically because we all know that it's momentum right now. And the momentum hasn't slowed down really yet. It has strong pullbacks like today, but who knows, right? 2-3 days from now, it can quickly recover. And I respect that and I love that for experienced traders. The thing that I don't want is for beginners, just like the beginner crypto investor, gets encouraged to buy Bitcoin at $125,000 per coin. We all know that it wasn't a good deal then. We all know that it was FOMO that was kicking in. The same thing when it comes down to silver. The same thing when it comes down to gold. And, what's it called? Natural gas. Look at these super sharp recoveries. No one can say that these are actual good deals when they go from $10 per share up to $15 in 5 days. Like that is not, no, and it's okay to acknowledge that. It doesn't mean that you're against the market. It's just that you're self-aware, right? I hope that you can keep a level head while still being able to take advantage of an opportunity. I wouldn't mind day trading and going long on silver or on gold if it met my criteria and, the risk that I saw present itself, the profit completely outweighed itself, right? I'd be open to that. But I'm also not a complete beginner. I also understand that if direction changes quickly, I know how to manage and mitigate risk, which is why I stress it so often because a lot of beginners do watch our videos and we all know that it's not a good deal. Gold is not a good deal. Silver is not a good deal long-term. Copper, natural gas. Natural gas can be debatable, but nonetheless, again, understand the difference between a good trade and from a good deal investment. Two very different things, right? One of the last things that I wanted to shed light on is Trump is whipping them out. President Trump increases tariffs on South Korea to 25% and says the country is not living up to its deal with the U.S. So again, to my understanding, they're not going to revisit the legality behind Trump's tariffs until February 20th, which means he could start just whipping them out and throwing them at every country that he disagrees with. And it wouldn't really surprise me based off of the current tone that he has with other countries. So this does not surprise me. Initially, the markets reacted in somewhat of a negative way once the news originally was released. Markets retraced pretty quickly, but then quickly recovered. So again, market sentiment is incredibly bullish, but for how long? We have the FOMC rate decision on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I will live stream it for free on my channel. So just another reason to subscribe. And there's a 95% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to pause and a 4.6% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to cut rates. So again, very excited to follow up. A lot of news being shared, but also wanted to shed light on one of the trades that I took today. This is what I was talking about at the start of the video. I could have made so much money trading INTC, mainly going short, but also going long. And at one point, I was up over $2,000 on the day. I ended at $400 in the red. Very simple mistake very early on, put me against the trend. And then all I spent the rest of the day doing was catching up. It was just one of those days for me. The day was not bad. Like if I just took one trade and I lost $400, I don't care because I can tolerate that. And based off of the dollar amount that I trade with, a $400 loss is less than 1%. I'm very okay with that. But that wasn't the case. I had to put in a lot of work to get out of the red. I went in the green and then went back in the red. It was just one of those days where I didn't feel like I was working very well with the market. I'm glad I got out of how big the hole was that I dug myself in. But less is more. And I can't stress this enough, especially during a very volatile market like this. Right now, there's a lot of news with commodities, with Trump and his tariffs, with the government shutdown, with the Fed rate decision, and with earnings. It's a very active week. I want to do my part in trying to keep you up to date, but even for myself, it is overwhelming. So stay patient, stay calculated. When in doubt, don't be afraid to cash out. But most importantly, don't be afraid to be cash if you are uncertain about which way, whatever stock it is that you are choosing to trade is going. Again, very excited to follow up. I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date. All you have to do is drop a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope to see you for our live trading session tomorrow. And to tune in, it's the second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.